criminal investigation.
Mark, just staying nice out there.
Beautiful weather out there, you guys. So we start tonight with an apology, actually. I want to apologize. You guys know this guy. His name is Jim Willie, and he is actually our consultant here at KRQE.
Yes, he is.
We talk to Jim a lot. He tells us how to do our job well. He's very good at it. We appreciate it. Jim's probably not going to like this map. This one is not right out of the, hey, do this in your weather forecast book. However, here's the map. Now, I know as you look at this thing, I know, look, let me finish here. Let me explain this thing. First of all, what this is, these are the model forecasts for what's going to happen in the equatorial Pacific. Are we going to have a La Nina and El Nino? What's going to happen? And these are all the models. So down here below, in the red shaded area, is where we would have a La Nina if we were going to have one. Well, you can see there's no real lines here, so there are no models telling us that we're going to head back into a La Nina. Very good news. Meanwhile, the next area above this is what we call neutral conditions. And as you can see, we've got some models here that say we're not going to be in a La Nina, we're not going to be in an El Nino. We're sort of evenly split here right down the middle. Then there's another set right up to the top here. These are the models that say, yeah, we're going into an El Nino, and there are about 10 models that say that. So we have a real legitimate shot to do this, and I kind of wanted to give you a view of that.
I like it.
Do you really?
I like this.
Pretty nerdy.
You going? Am I legit? Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll get a knock on the door tomorrow morning at my house from Jim. All right, 65 degrees in the metro. Winds out of the southeast right now. 7 miles an hour. Relatively quiet at this point. Temperatures for the most part 40s and 50s to the north, even some 60s out west. Down to the south, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Not much going on here as far as cloud cover goes right now. We're not going to see a whole lot over the next couple of days. Most of the moisture will stay locked off to our north. We end up with a clear night tonight. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Winds are not going to be a huge factor. Now, as we get towards Saturday, and really more appropriately Sunday, we start to push a little more moisture into the east side of the state here. And then we've got a storm system as a possibility coming up for next week. Now, this storm is going to need some help. The storm itself is going to sit over California through the weekend and into the beginning of next week. By about Tuesday into Wednesday, it starts to head in our direction. Now, it's not powerful enough all by itself to deliver a huge moisture punch to New Mexico. We need moisture to come in from the Gulf and help this thing out. If we get the combination of more moisture and the storm coming through, we could well see some really good-looking rains here. And right now we're getting some indications that that could happen. So that's what we'll be tracking over the next couple of days, because next week could be a nice game changer across the east side of the state to get a whole lot more in the way of rain. And even here in the metro, we've got a pretty good shot at showers if we combo that moisture with the low. 70 Pagosa Springs, 72 in Durango, 75 in Cortez for tomorrow. Looks good across the northwest. Plenty of sunshine here, 80 in Cuba, 82 in Farmington, and 79 in Gallup. Meanwhile, across the southwest, temperatures here 70s and 80s. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. Keep the mostly sunny skies going well into next week. 90s for the most part around Roswell and Carlsbad, 70s up into the Sacramento mountains with mostly sunny skies through Sunday. You can start to see the moisture push back in again across the northeast. It happens there a little earlier Sunday into Monday. Meanwhile, over the northern mountains, temperatures in the 70s and 80s for tomorrow with wind gusts up to about 35 miles an hour. Out into the east mountains, plenty of sunshine here with temperatures in the 80s, west winds 10 to 20. And finally, right here in the metro, our temperatures in the mid-80s for tomorrow. Winds not a huge factor. Another great day. Weekend looks good too. Now, we may have a little bit in the way of east wind as some cooler air tries to funnel through the canyon, but our best shot at showers will be midweek next week.
El Nino, La Nina, and nothing.
Yes, you got it.
Sports is next.